Yes. So we're going to be recording this in a couple of ways. Okay, welcome others who are showing up. I'm glad we're recording. I have friends up on Pine Ridge Reservation who want to play this later. And it seems we also have some friends in Navajo land, some Dene want to play this later. So I'm glad we'll have this to share around, as well as everywhere else we share this thing. Should we begin? I think so. Okay, so.
We're setting up the live stream.
Okay.
Let you know when we're live.
You say when. I think that was great spirit out of the sky saying, wait for the live stream.
And it's going to tell us we're live.
Okay.
Or we're live. So Robert will tell
Okay.
when we are live.
Burning a little bit of sage for everybody.
Sadly, it's my password manager that's creating the issue right now. It thinks the live stream key is a password and won't let me override it.
Whoops.
The joys of Zoom.
And we are recording this part just for fun. Since this is organic, we might as well see how we set it up too. Welcome. A couple new people just showed up. We are here. We will be beginning. Yep. Louisa?
Yeah, Jim, I'll go and let you go ahead and start whenever you want, and
Okay.
I'll just start the live stream as soon as we get the key in.
Okay. Okay. Good. Gotcha. So it looks like we're starting with about a dozen people. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody who's here now. Welcome, everybody who plays this later. This, wow. This will be a lot of fun this morning. I can feel it. We had an event just about a week ago, a little over a week ago now, Waves of Wisdom here in Sedona, hosted by Sanctuaries of the Earth Mother, a nonprofit of which many of us are board members or supporters, or you've heard of it. That was an incredible organic event. Some of the people, a lot of the people who were there as presenters are here again today. So thank you for continuing to be part of this. We have people showing up every day who say they want to be part of this. We have more things coming. We have more things we're going to plan for sure. This thing is really hitting the heart of many, including us. The whole point here now is to listen to our planet, to listen to Mother Earth, but to go beyond that. Not only listen, as some of us have been doing for decades, but to start doing what she's telling us to do, to let her be the lead, not us, to get out of our egos and our control needs and listen to what the planet's saying. She'll tell us how to behave to go back in balance. And in doing that, we will be able to not repair what's broken, not, as we used to say in all our ceremonies, repair the broken hoop wherever it is broken, but to reweave a hoop, a better hoop, a stronger hoop, a hoop that spans the globe, a hoop that comes from the people and not from personally ordained leaders who are not doing the job for us. So that's the gist of what this is. Just looking at the group today, we have Louisa, who came in to join us from England and is a board member. We have Christopher, the Kiwi shaman from New Zealand, who's actually here visiting right now and part of what we've been doing. Who else do we have here? We have Kira coming in from Seattle. We got Shami from New Mexico, who is currently somewhere, I don't know where, probably Colorado. and on and on. This is global already. It will continue to grow. It will continue to spout. So today, as we do this, we want to have fun. Music and song and laughing and was all a part of the event a week ago. We want to bring that here today. And we're going to start with, before we even have someone open. Oops, let me get a couple more people coming in. Let's start with a couple of songs, if we may, from Reggie. Wow, how do I do that? Reggie Riverbear. I've only known her a few weeks. She was at the event and her voice was amazing, but beyond that, she gets the earth really strongly. And we have people in our group, including myself, who are strongly connected. So we know it when we hear it. And so we've asked her to open today and then possibly sprinkle some of her magic throughout. Reggie, it's all up to you. Some songs, some words, however you want to, you're kind of opening this act.
Thank you so much, Jim. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, and we're being live streamed now.
Okay, perfect. Woo! Let me just double check this. All right, can you still hear me now? Make sure I have the right
You can.
microphone. Okay, perfect. Wow, thank you so much for this gathering. Thank you for the follow-up on such a powerful weekend we all got to spend together. And just want to bless up the space with some song medicine. And I think, as we all know, music has been around longer than we have, because ultimately it's creation. All of creation is singing at all times. And so these songs are just a translation for our time, a translation of that which we all get to experience when we open our hearts. So as Jim was talking about the deep listening to the earth, I want to open up with this song that's called Listen. And I'm going to just put the words in the chat for you in case you want to read along. And if you just want to not read along and receive, that's perfect as well. So let me just drop this here. It's quite long, so let's see if it works. Too long. Give me one moment. One more bit. All right, here we go. So I got to share this song with everyone who was at the beautiful gathering. So let's just take a moment to close our eyes for a second and just drop into this beautiful space together, and just feeling our bodies, beautiful extension of the earth, and these beautiful, vibrant instruments that we have. And just letting our breath connect us to the Earth Mother, to Pachamama, to her song, to her vibration, to her wisdom, to her messages for us here in this moment and in all moments of our life. To open the ears of our hearts, to quiet our minds and drop into deep listening beyond the words, beyond the sounds, beyond the thoughts. So we welcome the spirit of the earth into our circle, into this moment.
off your shoes. The river running by will tell you what to do. For in the silence of your heart is where you will find the key to all creation, the wisdom of the times, and it's all here. If you can listen to the song that's playing all along, can you listen to the birds whispering the words, and can you listen to the trees singing harmonies? Can you listen? 'Cause it's all here if you are listening. And all the books of holy were written by men, but you can simply come outside if you want to understand. Because the miracle of life is easy to see in the beautiful becoming of the unassuming seed. And it's all here if you can listen to the song that's playing all along. Can you listen to the birds whispering the words, and can you listen to the trees singing harmonies? Can you listen? Can you see stories in the sky as clouds are passing by? Are you grateful for the stones that share all that they know? And can you shine just like the sun, your love on everyone? And can you listen? 'Cause it's all here if you are listening. It's all here if you are listening. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Oh, oh, la da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. Ya da da. Ooh, hey. And all you'll ever need to know is here. And all of creation, it can't wait to share with you. So if you open up your mind and soften your hearts, the great mystery shall reveal each and every part to you. So you can listen to the song that's playing all along. You can listen to the birds whispering the words, and you can listen to the trees singing harmonies. If you listen, and you'll see stories in the sky as clouds are passing by. You'll be grateful for the stones that share all that they know. You will shine just like the sun, your love on everyone when you listen. And you'll be thankful for the plants for making medicine. You'll be reminded by the rain just from where you came, so that you can sing along to the everlasting song when you listen. 'Cause it's all here if you are listening. It's all here if you are listening. It's all here if you are listening. La, da, 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 dum. It's in the whispering. It's in the whispering. It's in the whispering. Da, 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 dum.
Wow. Thank you, Reggie. Beautiful. Whew. Ah. Since we're doing this organically, let's put this to, I don't want to say a vote. Let's have the council speak. Do we want to hear another song from Reggie before we jump in? Hands up for those who want another. Whoa. Okay. Reggie, are you willing?
I'm willing and able.
Great. Thank you.
So I'll share another song that we shared on the weekend and would love to invite our voices from wherever you are to join into the prayer. And the prayer will be at the end where we can sing together, and the words will be, "Thank you for giving me life." And just an invitation to really use the song, use your voice, use your breath, use your intention as a moment of offering to give back to Great Spirit, to give back to Mother Earth. There's a beautiful word from the Kogi tradition called pagamentos, and it's everything that we give as in the form of payment, but we have a little bit of a strange relationship to that word, but as a payment to give back, right? Aini, sacred reciprocity. So I want to invite our voices into that consciousness when we sing together at the end of this song.
Oh, Great Spirit, thank you for guiding my way. Oh, Great Spirit, hear me on this day. As I give thanks to the Spirit of the East, may I rise in your likeness. I give thanks to the great central sun, the bringer of light and all your guidance. I give thanks to the Spirit of the South, protector of whales and sacred waters. I give thanks to the hummingbird tribe for bringing joy into my life. Oh, Great Spirit, thank you for guiding my way. Oh, Great Spirit, hear me on this day. Oh, Great Spirit, thank you for guiding my way. Oh, Great Spirit, hear me on this day as I give thanks to the Spirit of the West. Pachamamita, how we love you. I give thanks to the women of this world for raising our babies to be leaders of peace. And I give thanks to the Spirit of the North as as I remember my ancestors' songs. I give thanks to the wisdom in the wind for guiding my way through the storm. I hope, Great Spirit, thank you for guiding my way. I hope, Great Spirit, hear me on this day. Hina hene away. Hina hene away. Hina hene away. Hina hene away. Oh, Great Spirit, thank you for guiding my way. Oh, Great Spirit, hear me on this day. Here's the part that we can sing together. Thank you for giving me life. 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 Thank you for giving me life.
Thank you for giving me life.
Thank you for giving me life.
Thank you for giving me life.
Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for giving me life. Oh, Great Spirit, thank you for guiding my way. Oh, Great Spirit, hear me on this day. Hina hene oe. Oh, thank you for this life.
Wow.
Thank you for this live.
Wow.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. That second song, I loved it when you did it last weekend, and I loved it again. And I'm hoping at some point we can adopt that and put it on our website as our
Absolutely.
I don't know what we call it. So our theme song or something.
For sure.
Yeah, it's just perfect.
Definite beautiful
Thanks.
song of gratitude. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect for what we've been doing. Woo. So we're going to keep flowing. There's no way we'll be done in 1 hour. So we already got the blessing of those in charge that we can go longer if we wish. Again, this thing is so organic and just takes care of itself. And Christopher here, our friend from New Zealand, and I keep talking about it. The less we go in our head and the more we stay in our heart, this thing just evolves. And even with Reggie this morning, it's really funny because I was touching with some folks last minute because we put this together in literally 2 days when Robert asked if we wanted to do anything. And I hadn't heard from some of the people. So Reggie called me back. She's, oh yeah, and I read her what it was about. She said, yeah, that's really great. She goes, so when is this happening? And I said, 20 minutes. So special thanks for pulling yourself together in 20 minutes. And Robert, as always, for doing the work. Thank you. And I forgot to turn off my phone. Whoops. Let's slide in to another powerful voice, our friend Louisa from England, to do an opening, I don't know what, an opening prayer, an opening thought, whatever. It's yours, Louisa.
Okay. Put me on the spot. Right. Okay, so I just want to give a big warm welcome to everybody and thank everyone for being here and everyone who is listening, especially thanking all of the energies in the unseen realms, the winds, the elements, everything that brings us into manifestation, that allows us to be here in this flesh and bone form. And thanks to the air that fills our lungs, fills our cells, pumps through our blood. Thank you to the waters that keep us buoyant in every form, in every way, that keeps our blood moving. Thank you to the earth, not just Mother Earth, but the soil, the physical minerals, the bedrock of what makes our substance. Thank you to the fire that it ignites our hearts and our passion, that gives us spirit. Thank you to the space from which we all arise, without which nothing would exist. What has come to mind very much for me whilst thinking about today is how I am just a speck of dust within the big cosmology of our Mother Earth, as each one of us is. But she is just a speck of dust within the huge cosmology of this universe. And this universe is just a speck of dust within the huge vastness of the multiverse. And we can go on and on and on. And in that, if nothing else, we are all the same. So whilst we are all individual, we are all unique, we are all perfect mirror reflections of each tiny facet of the infinite potential of being. We are all whole, we are all one, we are all together in that. We are being in the multiverse. Brings me down to ground So thanks to Great Spirit, thanks to the universe, thanks to Mother Earth, thanks to the elements, thanks to the winds, thanks to all you beautiful people for being here and making us possible. Blessings to you all. Thank you.
Thanks, Louisa. That was perfect. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
I had no idea where I was going with that, so that was
And that's how
positive.
this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
And it really, that's exactly how it's been working without beautifully, without a lot of thought. And as you were speaking, I did get a message on my phone. So I now have it playing so that we have 9 friends in Pine Ridge right now listening on Tom's phone so they can hear us. Their computer capability is not good. So they're hearing us. You must have called them in with your prayer. I see Shami has her hand up. She may have to go off. I'm thinking we were going to ask Shami in to come and do a little bit of bowl sound for us. And then we're going to bring in our Kiwi shaman friend, Christopher, to do a little bit of guided work. So everything's in the right place. And then we'll share a little more about what this whole movement is about as we think. Well, we want to hear from you. Anyone who was called here today, just like those of us who were called a weekend ago, you're here for a reason. You're here in a powerful circle. This is a creation circle. And I almost said I'm sad to say, but I'm not. I'm glad to see that we have 3 men, at least, in this circle. We will gather more because we need that balance again, which we've been missing for way, way too long. So we men will do a better job, I hope, of bringing in more men as we move forward. In a lot of what we do, it has been quite balanced, and I'm glad. Some of the folks could not come today. Jose Munoz, who was here with us doing a program the other day, he was going to be here, but he and Mountain Eagle are in a spot without reception. So they sent their love and energy, and they're with us in spirit. And I'm sure there's lots of others. Okay, let's go to Shami.
Happy Peace Week, everyone. Can you hear me okay from where I am? Bueno. Yeah, I feel so grateful to be in council with this mission of reweaving balance between all living beings, between the way we navigate this world, this planet, this life, this beautiful life that Reggie so wonderfully just brought us into gratitude with. It is pretty crazy how we are just made up of all of these minerals, right? We're made up, like Louisa was saying, all of these fine particles of dust and frequency that make the earth and make us whole. We are really at our most basic level frequency. We are sound, that vibration. And every bit of our vibration plays a role in the collective. The vibration as the planet is to another in the universe, the vibration of our planet is made up of all of our bits of particular matter. So the way we navigate life, the way we interact and communicate with the plants and the animals and each other really plays such a huge effect on the Earth's total vibration, the Earth's total frequency that we're putting out. And it's interesting, we've been talking about this unity versus separateness and transforming the space in between so we can all unite and realize that at our most basic levels, that's all we are. There's no difference between, our physical attributes to different colored bark on a tree or the way the leaves fall. There's no difference between any of us besides because we're both all those basic materials of matter and frequency and vibration. Oh yeah, separateness and unity. How can we've gone so far from realizing that we are all made up of the same matter. we've gotten so much of the world has gotten caught up on those fine details of the things that just don't matter, right? The differences in colors and the way we walk or what we believe in. All of those things have created such separateness because of the ego. And like Jim was saying, dropping out of the ego, out of the mind, and we all just have to drop into the heart and realize we're all just minerals. We're all just the same matter and frequency, creating this huge collective. So I'm just in gratitude for Sanctuaries of the Earth Mother coming together and all of you coming to unite our frequencies, essentially. Yeah, that's my little tidbit. And speaking of frequencies, hopefully this doesn't go out. And let me know if for some reason the audio doesn't come through. But let's drop into our frequency and our frequency together. And just allowing ourselves to maybe move our shoulders around and just get out any jitters that may be there, any stretching that may need to open the heart, the body, the neck, the throat. Allow ourselves to settle into our breath. That very breath that you have cultivated with the trees, with Mama Gaia. Just breathing in the simplicity of your beautiful existence.
Jamie, do
Yeah.
tapping. Do tapping when you're going around. We can't hear.
Okay.
It's not coming through. It's not available on phones, it says.
Well, then we'll just take a nice deep breath. And maybe we'll feel our own frequency between us here without the external sound. And maybe just as we sit in silence for a moment, notice your surroundings through sound. Notice the orchestra of frequencies around you without any judgment of where they're coming from, where they're going, naming them. And just allow yourself to listen to the minutia around you. Taking a nice deep breath and feeling into all of the sounds that make up your environment without attaching our mind or thoughts behind them. Just witnessing existence. Maybe you can even hear your own heartbeat. Feel the blood pulsing through, the bees buzzing around. Feeling into your heartbeat. Existing without any expectation. Noticing your breath. And imagining a light coming in, swirling around each vertebra. Feeling into its sound. And now bring your hands together in front of you and just rub them together, feeling the warmth between your palms, the friction. And we'll just feel into our vital life force, our chi. Good. Give your hands a nice quick rub, building up all that heat. Take a nice deep breath, straighten the spine. Slow the hands down and slowly let them come apart just an inch. Notice any sensations between them, any tingling, any warmth. And witness of all of the molecules vibrating and bouncing off of each other between your hands, making up your aura and your energy field. Now slowly bring your hands in and out, kind of like a wave, just feeling the pressure between your palms. Knowing that this is your chi, this is your life force, your aura. Slowly allowing your hands to come further apart, as far apart as you can still feel that pressure between them, that push and pull, that energy that you have cultivated in your existence with your frequency, your sounds, your light. Taking a deep breath here. And then bringing that life force from your palms and bring your palms over your eyes, fingertips over the crown of your head. And just feed yourself love. Feeling the ground beneath you, whether it's through the floor or directly onto the dirt and soil. Feeling that life force in connection with the ground below you, with Mother Earth around you. Bringing that healing love from her through your hands to your body for balance. Knowing that this new way of navigating our life is not about seeing, but feeling. Imagine this light coming from your hands as you scan your body and allow your hands to go down your face, your cheeks, bringing that light all the way down to your heart as your fingertips stroke your throat, all the way down to your chest and heart.
Tammy, you're going to have to
Take a
wrap
nice
us
deep
out.
breath. And then exhale, let everything flow out through your feet, through your hands, down back into Mother Earth. Nice deep breath. And on your exhale, just let it all out. Let your vibration come from your throat. Inhale one more time. And as you exhale this time, let the tongue come out of your mouth. Thank you all so much for sharing your frequency and vibration with us, with me today. Besitos, besitos from the Plumas National Forest below Oregon. Mwah.
Oh, you're in Oregon. Cool. Thanks, Shami. That was great.
Thank you.
Reggie has to leave in a couple minutes to be at another event she has scheduled. Reggie, anything you wanted to say before you leave us?
Yeah, thank you, Jim. I am just so grateful to feel that we're all like, it's such a simple thing to gather here. And at the same time, it's so powerful because it just keeps reinforcing in our bodies and in our lives and in our hearts how important it is to gather and share these medicines and share these moments and just keep this pulse of the dream alive in whichever way that we can. So I just want to give a big thank you for all of the work and all of the energy that goes into making it so that we can have these moments together, and just sending a big prayer from my heart to the heart of this circle, that this call, this message, this organization, this prayer goes out to all of the hearts who are ready to hear it and are ready to meet with action, to come forth and to play our parts, big or small, in the continuation of this weaving that we've been talking about. So I'm so honored that I got to connect with all of you, and the prayer continues long after this call. So my allyship is here, my heart is here, and deep gratitude.
Thanks, Reggie. Really appreciate it. See you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank
Deep
you.
gratitude for the love you bring into the world and your medicine. Thank you.
Reggie's website link is in the chat box too, if anybody wants to go check it out and support her with spirit. Woo, okay. Man, there's so many things we could offer. I'm trying to think how best to, I used the T word. Trying to feel into this. How do we let it flow and let people be heard? So I guess bringing our message from the heart without a time limit, that never works. But just remembering there's others who we want to get on, who are here, I guess is the best way. I'm just emceeing it like I did at the event, and I'll probably stay that way. I know I was going to bring in Chris next. Yeah. Did you have something, Louisa?
I just noticed that Bridget Wolf made a comment in the chat, and it might be a pertinent moment to invite her to share that if she would like to.
Let's, yeah, let's get.
Because she had a vision whilst Shami was doing her work, and she may wish to share it, she may not.
Okay, I didn't see it. If,
Well, great. Sounds like she's open for it. Would love to hear about what you felt. Thank
yeah,
you, Bridget.
share it, but again, let's pay attention to everybody, keep our messages to the point where other people can get on. I don't know how else to say it. Go ahead, Bridget.
Thank you so much. I was standing outside looking at the hilltop, and I'm a visionary, and so from the portal, from the Stargate on the hill, a messenger came down carrying a sacred pipe, and I just wanted to share that with you, that I receive messages from many of the beautiful beings that carry the prayers for peace. And I have been gifted with the ability to do sacred virtual pipe ceremonies in Zoom rooms. And I cannot understand how this is happening, but my heart is vibrating with the energies of the white buffalo calf woman, with black elk grandfather, thank you, with my partner Dancing Crow, Jim Shepherd, Dancing Crow, who studied with Lakota elders on Pine Ridge back when I met him in the 90s in New York. And so many transformative things are happening right now. I am just sharing the message and the vibration of peace, holding the sacred pipe with the white buffalo calf woman and black elk standing here and Dancing Crow standing here. Thank you, grandfathers. Thank you, grandmothers. Aho mitakuye. We are all related. Thank you so much.
Aho mitakuye.
Aho
I took my
mitakuye.
chanupa outside this morning, getting ready for this. And two of my main guides are white buffalo calf woman and black elk. So no coincidences, sister. Thank you for that. And it's great that we've had many of the women share now, because we are listening to and going to follow the Earth Mother. I think that's feminine energy. But I think it's time now to bring on a grandfather as well. Chris, wow. Chris, we call the Kiwi shaman, and not jokingly. His peers and a lot of his friends consider him a shaman. He's an earth speaker. He's an animal speaker. He's an incredible photographer. And usually he's pretty good. Sometimes he could be a pain in the neck. No, just kidding. And he's a great friend. So I'm not sure what Chris is going to bring into this, but he was on the schedule earlier and it just flowed the way it did. And we needed a couple songs from Reggie. It seems like we all agreed. So Chris, bring it in for the men for a little bit and give gratitude for the women for all they're doing.
Thank you very much, Jim. And definitely, you know, without the women in this Peace Week and other events that we've had here since I've been here and back in New Zealand, there wouldn't be as much life in these events as there is if it was just men. The women, to me, bring the life to it in so many ways, whether it's through song, dance, movement, exercise. It's that flow that we find in all things. It's that feminine energy which flows through everything. And that's where I found my connection with the life force, with Mother Earth, and with the energy around me as I experience it. So I'll just invite you to take a little walk with me for a moment. And I'll just talk you through an experience as I go through it. When I'm home, which if you see the background behind me as part of my home, I go walking up here often. So when I go here, the mother invites me in. And that's inviting my consciousness into her presence. When I walk up between her valleys, I feel her sides. I'm inside her. I breathe her in. I feel her in the air. And as I breathe her in, she comes inside me. I feel the air as a living being inside me. I breathe with it. I move with it. I feel its rhythm. And as I breathe in time with its rhythm, it expands me out to feel her. I can feel her waters running around me. And when I'm feeling her, it's not like her waters conflict me. They touch me and move round, and their energy moves through me. Her air comes into my body. I feel it rearranging my cells, my energy, asking me to align with her. She shows me her vibration. She tunes me into it. She asks me to listen. And anytime I start to think, I lose touch with her. So I come back to feeling. I feel her breath. I feel her rhythm. I breathe with it. I then walk with her rhythm as I walk across her surface. She invites me into this presence of her heartbeat, her breath, her rhythm, which is the rhythm of her consciousness, and her presence. She communicates to me through her rhythm, the vibration of consciousness, which she varies to show me different things. And she asked me to breathe with her as her breath, as a representative of her, as one of her children. When I breathe with her, I feel her breath going into the trees. As I follow it into the trees, I become the tree. I feel the tree. The tree resonates with me, talks to me. It asks me to talk for them because humans aren't listening. And it's time to wake up. Learn to listen to our brothers and sisters, the trees. I feel the creatures that run around the trees. They show me their microbiome as a living experience. They take me into it because I follow their vibration, their rhythm, their breath. I feel them bringing the moisture up from the earth as their blood, which flows through them out into the atmosphere, through their leaves, and I'm back into the breath again with that moisture. I feel it flowing through to the ground, the small plants, into the rock, and through the rock back out into the stream again, in which my body stands. I breathe into this body and find it's me. I've been on a journey. She takes me there every time I'm with her. Every time I listen, not with my head, not with my ears, but with my heart, my feelings. And when I breathe with her, she takes me inside her atmosphere, which is like her arms, the same as the sides of the valley, envelop me like physical arms. Every part of it can wrap us in what feels like arms, being held in her presence, in her vibration, her energy. It is everywhere, around her winged ones, her finned ones, her creepy crawlies, two-leggeds, four-leggeds, we're all inside her atmosphere, being held, nourished, and we flourish with her when we open up to her, her air, her water, her soil, which provides us with food, the trees which cleanse and purify our air. All of us work together in the sacred wheel of life. Nothing is left out. And when I breathe with this, I feel home. I invite you to this home. I invite you to this place. We breathe with her. When we acknowledge her, she lets us know of her presence. And we breathe into her vibration. We don't ask her to come to us. We open up our space for her to come in. Like any good guest comes into the home of a polite host. We invite her in and we become one with her. We listen to her again and we start to live with her and her guidance. because it's in her. She shows us how life thrives. She shows us through a microbiome, through the animals, how plants feed animals. Animals release their byproducts back to the soil. Everything works in a circle. We're part of it. By realizing we're part of a circle, we can't do anything to anything without doing it to ourselves, whether it be to a person, an animal, the earth itself. We do it to ourselves, and she shows me how it feels. And I ask each and every one of them to move into your hearts, and next time you're outside and you acknowledge nature, feel her come into your presence, invite her in by opening up your minds to her. And then let her show you if there's something she wants you to help her with. She often takes me to places to pick up a piece of litter that's not part of her environment. I listen to her. Sometimes she'll guide me through the bush. I'm going, why are you taking me here? And then she shows me some litter that's been left there and asks me to take it. We listen to her. As we help her, she helps us. I want to heal. She shows me how. By being in this living energy. Every time I disconnect from nature in this flow, my body disconnects and my life energy stifles. She's shown me this so many times and has shown me how to heal by connecting with this life force and reminding me of it. And I must acknowledge my brothers and sisters that have walked here with me, especially since I've been in America, have helped me in many ways by helping me remember not to get caught up in brain thinking, which has distracted me from that life path, from connecting with people, from those around me, and from the mother herself. When I come back to feeling, I feel her again, and she shows me how to live. And it's certainly not from mental mind. It's from feeling, it's from heart. I can only thank all of those who've walked this walk over here with me. My brother Jim, my sister Shani, Kara, and others, Robert, who've come in and guided me with their words, showing me things, helped me learn to live, to laugh, to play, to be, the same as a mother does. Not just by listening to her, but listening to her other children. We're all here as part of her to help each other. We learn from each other as we learn from her, but we can't learn unless we're in life, which is where we find and realize that things flow, live, and flourish. We cannot flourish outside of life and outside of our living atmosphere, our living presence, the mother. I invite you home to be with her and to live, not shut ourselves off behind walls and concrete, forgetting that she's there, not hiding behind devices, letting them change our vibration. So when we come out to her, we have to learn to tune in all over again. Make sure we keep her with us, frequently into her presence, walk outside frequently, feet on the earth, breathe her air, feel her trees, notice her creatures, and realize they're part of us and part of our living network. I invite us all to breathe with her for a moment. I feel the breath coming in, turning around and going out again. Feel the rhythm of the breath. I feel if there's a deeper rhythm my body wants me to breathe that deep to deep rhythm, I breathe right into it and notice where it takes me. I feel her expand beyond my body and reminding me of the body that I have that is temporary, but I remain because I'm in her presence. She's not in mine. I am hers. I am a product of her birth, her life, and her generation. So I listen to her like I listen to any parent. She has never left me alone. but I've learned I've left her at times and forgot to listen, and that's when I've gone off track. I give thanks to those who've helped bring me back, whether it be plant, animal, mineral, my brothers and sisters here. I thank you all. Thank you for being here. I invite you back. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Woo, we're flowing. Wow. We are going to extend, thanks to Becky and Robert. There was no one right behind us, so we can go longer, which is good because I'm still feeling, I'm trying not to think and just feel. I'm doing my best to be hollow bone. Some of you know what that is. One thing that's coming to me at the moment is we have people of all different levels and points of immersion into this work. And you've been hearing from some of us who've been doing it for quite a while. I know it's the same for Chris and probably Louisa and some of the others. We've earned these gray and white hairs. They didn't just appear. We've paid our dues. And it's an honor to be here and to be sharing some of the things. But I think it's really important to hear from some other voices. Some who are brand new into this, some who are shifting in this, some who are raising their energy levels or their spiritual levels or doing a different level of work. And so, as I'm want to do, I'm going to ask a few of them if they wish to speak. If they don't, that's totally fine too. Before I do that, Tom wanted me to share from Pine Ridge. There's now 15 people there with him. So with him, there's 16 people listening on Pine Ridge, and they're sending their love, and they are thrilled to be here. And I told them, I think there's about an equal number here because a couple of the links seem to have multiple people. I could be wrong. It doesn't matter.
Greetings, family on Pine Ridge. We love you. Mwah,
Right,
mwah.
exactly. And thanks, Tom. You've been with us. Tom's been with us for years. I'll give you, here's a little thumbnail. I started Sanctuaries of the Earth Mother with a few other people about 12 years ago. The vision was 30 some years ago. It just wasn't quite time yet. Now, about a year ago, a group of us came together and the timing's right and the energies are right. And so this is happening now and you all are coming in to join us. You're all part of it. So that's why that's here. But Tom and some of the people and some of my friends and his on Pine Ridge have been listening to the radio shows, to these things, to everything from the beginning and sending their love and energy. And to me, that's incredibly special. And they are one of my families, always. Okay, so I'm wondering if maybe Kira might have to want to say a few words. Or she may give me the, oh, no, I think she's going to.
Hi. Yeah, I can say a few words.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kira and I'm in Seattle right now. And I had the absolute joy and pleasure and honor of meeting Jim and getting connected with this community through Christopher last week. I've been really feeling like sharing my story feels pertinent to this group because it seems like a lot of folks have really been really connected for a while and been really listening and have been through a lot. Like Jim said, you've earned the gray hairs and the creaky bodies and I feel, I feel like kind of like an immigrant fresh off the boat, trying to find my feet. But to make this as succinct as possible, I'll just tell you a little bit about my story in the last week or so. I felt really called to go to the Waves of Wisdom gathering, even though the only person I knew there was Christopher. It was a big leap of faith, but I found myself speaking to Christopher as if I had already decided to go. And that's when I know that my body says it's time to do something. My body was like, yes. So I went and it it opened my eyes to how much I live in the city. It opened my eyes to how much I had really closed myself off and how distant I'd become, and how much the intensity of the energy of living in the city had really made it challenging for me to connect in. And coming out to Sedona and Cottonwood was like this, it was the biggest, most beautiful breath of fresh air and connection. And I had all these amazing experiences with our little family, with Jim and Christopher and Shami, where we were so deeply connected with the earth and we could really feel that energy. And then some other really jarring experiences with people who thought they were connected, but had some kind of chaotic energies and weren't able to just focus in. And watching that teeter-totter, that balancing act, was really inspiring for me. So I came back to the city and I quit my job, and literally everything has just fallen perfectly into place. I got a new job before I even left Sedona. I called a friend and she said, yes, I actually really need help on my farm. Please come live with me, really close to where my new job is. So I'm moving out of the city. And I think I'm saying all these words because I want people to know. I see so much fear around me, like in the people I live with right now, around change. They're so afraid to step out of the routine because it's comfortable. And I also see how stifling it is for them. Like how my flatmate, she's been crying for 2 days since I told her I was moving. And also how she's been talking about, she feels the call, but doesn't know what to do with it. So I really hope that these words help people know that once you start saying yes, once you say yes to the universe starts saying yes to you, and everything does click into place and people will reach out to lift you up. You just have to ask for the help that you need, the help that you want, and have like no expectations. Just know and feel. Right. Again, it's pulling away from this. We're not planning. I didn't plan anything. All I did was ask my heart, who should I talk to? Who wants my help? Who wants me around? And then it all fell into place. So thank you, everybody here, for creating this beautiful, safe container and spreading your energy, because it really makes a difference in every single person that you touch. And I feel like I'm living proof of that. Thank you.
Thanks, Kira. It's really
Yeah.
great to watch people step up and step in.
Mm.
And it's what we wait for, because a lot of us remember when we did it. And it's important for that moving ahead, because there is so much to do. And you were awesome doing it. I love your words. And yeah, I mean, while you were here, you literally quit your job and had a new job. And it's that's the kind of trust and faith we need right now. And it's not always easy. I know it's not, but if we can do it now, good things happen. And we are watching it happen, all of us. So yeah, that was great, Kara. Thank you for speaking. And I'm glad I didn't make you angry by asking. Okay, another level. I'd like to ask if he wants to speak. Robert has been a spiritual person for a long time. Robert is also the brains behind a lot of the events we do, because he actually understands technology, which is something that probably 90% of us in these groups do not. And so, he's running away. Robert's stepping up in a whole new way. For the event, he literally got in his car, and over 2 days, he drove all the way from North Carolina to Sedona to be here to record it. So we walk away with 8 hours of beautiful sharings in those 2 days that go into the archives, because everything we're doing and everything you all are doing here today with us will go in the archives. We will need it. This change that's coming at us right now is coming hard and fast, and it's enormous. And if you talk to any of the elders who have worked in this for a period of time, like I have, we all see it, we all know it, we all know we've been waiting for it. And it's time. We're ready because there's enough of us now. So I'm just interested from Robert, what caused him to step up? He made huge changes as well. Hey, Robert, space is yours.
All right, so yeah, I stepped away to close the door. I have a very sensitive microphone, so I've been sitting here and just stuff has kind of been flowing through me. Yeah, last week I didn't know if I was going to make it or not. I started to get sick, and I think all I did, the pause button got put on it for me to make it. Because as soon as I left, I was sick again. I'm still fighting it. More of something that's going to require antibiotics, I think. Not contagious. But reflecting too on, because you asked me to, as I made that 2,200 mile drive back there to listen. So to repeat a little bit of that, it really was just connect with me was the message I got as I came across. Am I getting background noise? So, okay. And I'm sitting there just scribbling on a piece of paper as everybody was talking today. And those are the two things I wrote again was, how often are we connecting and how are we cleansing? And these were messages to myself, but and I've been in my library trying to organize. I got enough books to fill an entire room. I got like 1,000 up there and 1,000 on my phone. And all 1,000 books only have one single purpose. They talk about a lot of things, but they have one purpose, and it's to connect. It was something I was looking at the other day. What is the purpose? Even say, the Bible or whatever, the Gita, anybody's holy works has one purpose: connection. That's its only purpose. The rest, is just commentary. Because once you have that connection, nothing else matters. All those books kind of start to become useless. Sometimes I wonder why I read them. I just I read them for other people because I got to be able to explain things. It helps me to come up with new ways of explaining connection and leading people to connection. Because as Kara said, when you say yes to the universe, it says yes to you. When you get that connection, all knowledge, everything we need is right there waiting for us. Question in chat, how do we help the Earth Mother? Well, don't think about it. Go connect with it. As Chris did when he was walking and he felt the connection and he walked a certain direction and it was just to pick up a little bit of garbage that somebody left. Yeah, connection is the answer to everything, And that first question I know is how often are we connecting? And that was me pointing a finger at myself, connecting with spirit, connecting with Earth Mother, Sky Father. You can insert anything you want in there, compared to how often we connect with other things. With how often do we connect with this, or to our TVs, or, because we don't have time. And part of that message I got when I was driving out, because I think I was in Texas when I got hit with that gust of wind in the face. I opened my door and got sandblasted because I couldn't see anywhere around to go connect with nature. It was concrete and it was AstroTurf where I was at. And oh yeah. So we all breathe about 15 times a minute, and looking around the room, it looks like everybody is still breathing. We're doing it if we just add intention to it, right? And we take showers at least once a week. That we're in that shower and water's flowing over us. Earth Mother is flowing all around us. But we just get in there, we get clean, we get out. But we take 5 seconds. It doesn't take long to connect. Opportunities are with us all day, every day. I mentioned that in the meeting, just washing your hands. Earth Mother is flowing over you. You're taking a breath. If you just make it an intentional one, Earth Mother is flowing through you and connecting to you. So I don't think that really answered the question you asked, Jim, but that's my answer.
Hey, the answers come however they come. There's no set way of doing this. So, and it was well said. Yeah, there's just so much going on. And one of the things you brought was the fact that you were sick. And yet you still hopped in that car and drove a bit like a crazy person for 2,000 miles in 2 days. A lot of people, as this work is happening right now, including our event last week, and probably around this today, experiencing some kind of illness, some pain, some withdrawal, something they have to look at in the mirror. And many still made it in spite of that. Others did not. And that's okay. They moved to the sideline to wait until they got their healing to kick in, their ability to step up or step in to kick in, to work more on themselves. They understood that's where they were at. And I know that there's times on my journey, which has been longer than a lot of you, that I've had to do that too, and go sit in the bleachers a little until I was ready for the next bit. Right now it's time to really kick it up where we can. If we can't, then we love those, we thank them. We work with all those who can, and we know they're doing their bit on the side. And that's equally as important. No one is more important than anyone else in this work. I don't care how much you know or think you know. I've gone around for 40 plus years, living with and learning from elders of different cultures. I've acquired a lot of knowledge that I know, and guess how much of the whole it is? About that much. Probably the same of each as you. Maybe the information is different, but we learn what we learn and we keep adding. As Robert said, as we connect, boy, it's synergy. 1 + 1 + 1 equals 7 or 8, not 3. And so that's really powerful. I'll call on one more who's taken a step up, if I may. And then I want to go to a couple of our listeners here today and get their thoughts on some things, because some neat things have been being put up in the chat box. Sorry, my tongue got stuck around my teeth. This is a young woman who I've only known about a year, and we were pretty much immediately family with one other person and then with some other people. And I'm watching Shami step up and come to whole new levels of who and what she is. And even that has been guided for us. I know I wanted to work with her and pass more on to her. And I think she knew she wanted to learn more and take more. And then boom, suddenly it's just happening. Okay, Shami, you're back on if you wish.
Woo. It's funny when it's on you.
Shami, you look so beautiful. La, 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 la.
Welcome, Leilani, coming in from New Mexico. Just allow your camera to be on mute. So glad you joined us. Perfect timing. There's another example of how much just showing up. Showing up. It doesn't matter doesn't matter when or how often at certain points, right? Like as long as, at least at the base, most fundamental level, you're just showing up in some way, some form, somehow. And to me, showing up is like, I've been working a lot to be present, and not working a lot, feeling into how to be present. And wow. So I'm sitting here on a traveling journey, and I've been traveling in my van since like 2020. I've been on the road since like 2020, right? And this thing of living in the city, I lived in Los Angeles for many years, another city in Florida, in Orlando, and just the city has so many distractions, so many frequencies and energies that are around you. It's like it clouds your vision, it clouds where your heart wants to guide it, and it places these constructs that make you lead with the mind. So when the world catapulted turning upside down and systems started deconstructing, people's old belief systems started deconstructing, I had to get out of all of those distractions and just hone into my heart. So I left Los Angeles, got rid of like 90% of my stuff, all of the distractions, right? Packed up my cat and a friend in my Honda Fit, and we just said, we're going to go live in the forest. We're going to go work on a farm. We got to figure out a new way to live that is more in alignment, more in connection with the gifts that Mother Earth has given us, this gift of life, you know. So I feel it's a time we're in like this conscious revolution, and people are waking up that didn't even realize they needed to wake up. And I'm so proud of that. There's so much inner work that has catapulted in our country and our world. And I think it's just the most crucial time to be more in connection, be more aware of how your body is responding to all of these different things in our atmosphere, leading with the mind. Notice the reactions, notice our nervous system, and listen. Just like we're listening to Mother Earth, we're listening and we say, okay, well, I'm getting sick, my immune system's down. What do I do? And you can either observe it and accept it and be like, okay, my immune system's down, I'm sick, I'm tired, or you can take action and feed yourself the nutrients to boost the immune system. Go into meditation, send light to your body, your joints, send light to the planet, and heal yourself. So that way you can be in greater connection with our Earth Mother. And that's, I hope I'm not rambling too much. I'm integrating a lot of all of these things that are happening in this world and on this journey. But I think it's just a crucial time, like we've all been saying, to take action and to treat ourselves, to boost our immune systems, to get rid of distractions, to listen to what the winds are telling us, talk to the spirits, ask for guidance. And it's time for all of us to keep joining in circles like this. So we all have to show up and do our part and know that we're human and we're going to get distracted. And it's just about creating these unions of friendship, of family, of treating respect to our earth, talking to her, feeding her, bringing offerings. It's time to reweave that sacred hoop in a way that is of giving and receiving, not just us taking as a society. So yeah. And I had this pondering, you know, how does our Earth Mother teach us to live in peace? And I think it'd be cool to, I don't know, it seems like a good journal prompt. But I feel like our Earth Mother teaches us to live in peace through all of the connections between the like the ecosystems, how all of the flowers feed the bees and the bees take the pollen and they spread their light. They spread all of the seeds. The wind blows and takes the seeds off to other atmospheres. It feeds the earth. It rejuvenates. It regenerates. And like us, we can feed each other. You know, we can feed the earth. It will feed us. So I think that showing up for looking how Mother Nature works in her how every living being helps one another, the mycelial network, the decomposition, going back down, feeding the earth. How can we show up to be in that symbiotic relationship with each other, with the earth, with our environment? And I think that that brings peace, working in symbiosis.
Awesome. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So while you're speaking, I'm getting some messages here from Tom up on the res. And one of the grandmothers there, who is quite a bit older than me, which I love because she can call me young man. It's harder to find every day. Asked me to say a few words more about nature and how we need it. And she is a woman I know, and I've sat with in circles. Everything I do is with nature. When I do my healing work, when I do my teaching, when I try to relax and gather my medicine, my spiritual medicine, it's all around nature. It's how I was trained. Shamanically, I can't do anything unless I involve nature. And I think that's something we all can remember. I'm thinking back to the last 4 or 5 days when a lot of us were here and some appeared who we didn't even know. So we ended up doing extra events. We didn't even know were coming and were beautiful. But one of the most rejuvenating times, no, I take it back, the most rejuvenating time was when we finished this second event with some folks we didn't even know. So we created more circle. And the 4 of us, Christopher and myself and Kira and Shami, the 6 of us and my 2 dogs, went up the canyon and walked into Oak Creek and just spent some time there with the water and the trees and each other, being silly, being childlike, not childish, but childlike, watching the dogs have a ball running up and down and playing with the humans. Those times right now are critically important. If you're not taking them, take them. Take some by yourself when you need to replenish your energies. Take, like I'm just talking about, with some friends. That was like family sitting there for part of a day. That's how I felt anyway, and recharging our batteries. So those things are critical. She also asked for a little bit about, because she's heard me say it before, and I'll just throw it out there. We have been on this road before, we as human beings, knowing we have to change, knowing we have to work on ourselves and the planet, but thinking that doing things like recycling and that sort of thing would be enough. We've learned so much more now. But back in the 60s and 70s, when we really got into this work, a lot of us thought, like Shami's saying now, and like Kara's saying now, boy, we got to jump up, we got to do this. But there was no one there. There was no support. There was no backdrop. For us then at those times, we were basically told to sit down, shut up, and be nice little people. And that's changed dramatically. There's a lot more of us now. As my friend Jose Munoz, who is a timekeeper for the Mayan people, now's the time to just speak and act and be there for each other. And he's right, no more bullshit, no more waiting. We just have to do it. So I'm just thinking of that and remembering that and knowing that we've reached the critical mass, which is the other thing Jose says a lot, especially when he teaches about the Mayan calendar. We have reached critical mass. We in the light are now the majority. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but if we stand there together, and as Robert said, we unite, we can do this. I'm thinking, I see Chris had his hand up, but what I'm thinking also now is to shift this just a little. We have, excuse me, need a drink, glass of water. We had, Bridget had some additional things she saw, that's there. And we had, who was it? Matthew Martin, who put something up in chat. And the final line is, he heard from the Earth Mother, protect me from those who don't care. I would reverse that and say it's we humans who have to say, Mother Earth, protect us from those who don't care. We are the ones who are at risk. We are the ones who will disappear like the dinosaurs, not the Earth. She's going to heal. We've only scarred her surface a bit. She can heal and she could go a million years. It doesn't matter. So I thought we'd chat about that, but maybe we do it with, one just walked away. Maybe we ask Louisa and Christopher to come on with, oh, here's Chris, so he can hear me. He's there getting a drink of water too. If we ask Chris and Louisa to come on with Matthew and Bridget, and they have some discussion around those points, because they seem to be related. Is that making any sense, Louisa?
Yeah, I had a few things that when Shami was speaking, there were a lot of questions in the things that Shami was saying. So I'm happy to speak. I'm happy to discuss. I don't mind how that goes, really.
And just so you know, both Louisa and Christopher are two special people. They really are connected.
So a few things that I wanted to drop in. Certainly, you know, when we're hearing about people waking up and people, like you just said, Jim, about, you know, there's been times when this has happened before, but there hasn't necessarily been the support and people don't know what to do. And listening to what Kira said about her friends feel the call, but they don't know what to do. There's simple answers. There's really simple answers. If you feel the call, answer it. Every day when you wake up, say thank you. It doesn't matter what you start your gratitudes with. My simple gratitudes every day when I stand at my altar are thank you for the roof over my head, the fire in my hearth, the food in my belly, the water in my tap, the gas in the bottle and the boiler that heats it. I then give gratitude for the sky above my head and the ground beneath my feet and all else that lies in between. It's simple. And just simple things. So, I mean, Robert said it as well. You know, you step out of the car, you open the door and the wind hits you. It's everywhere. It's very simple to say thank you for every breath. You can just start with that. Thank you for waking up this morning. If we can get into a really simple habit of saying thank you, we are stepping out of our me-shaped self and into our our-shaped self, the we shape. And then, you know, the other really important thing, as you say, is community. And this is the thing that I think is come to the fore a lot, certainly over the last year. You've talked about not being the lone wolf, and it's time to be the pack. And there is a pack now to be a part of, and learning how to be in community. I think we've discussed this before. It's a skill in itself because we've lost it, we've forgotten it. As Robert picked up the phone, you know, it's easier to talk to somebody via a phone than it is to look them in the eye and have a conversation with them. So these are the very basic things we can do, and everybody can say thank you for the life that they are breathing today. And that's the simplest thing you can do. If you can't do anything else, you can start there.
So beautiful. I feel that. Louisa, thank you.
Thank you, Bridget.
Yeah, the time of the lone wolf is over for me. And I am so grateful that my heart guided me in here today. I have been receiving so much richness from the spirit world with this sacred space we're all creating together, and with our family on Pine Ridge and those who are going to be watching. the replay, I just send from the heart of love all my love to all these survivors, and all my love to all that are holding these beautiful visions of this beautiful earth. Feel it in my heart. I feel like I can feel the beautiful wholeness of the original blueprint of Earth. Earth that in her pristine state, I feel that vision in my heart. I feel like we have that capacity inside ourselves to love ourselves to such a place of self-compassion that we can love the earth and love one another so fully. And I just keep getting the reinforcements from the spiritual world. My friends, I was seeing the Rainbow Bridge, and I'm connected with the beautiful, beautiful Seven Sisters and the Pleiadians, our star families. I'm connected with my star family in the rainbow constellation of Andromeda. I'm feeling our ancestors and our descendants coming across the Rainbow Bridge and gathering with us. Because one of the things I learned as a pipe carrier is there is that past, present, and future are all overlaid. So we can step into the future and realize that peace on earth, realize that pristine earth, whatever, by whatever name. We can step into that future and bring the wisdom of what it will take to live that. So I see beyond the destruction to the creative, living, sustainable planet. And I see us all weaving the threads of this beautiful fabric back together in all of our unique ways. So I reach across the miles and across dimensions to all of the beautiful beings helping make this leap possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I'm going to share a wee message I was given not that long ago. It was literally about 2-3 months before I left New Zealand. Wandering in the forest, the mother spoke to me more clearly than I'd ever heard before. I've been for a walk. I've been patting myself on the back on how well I'd done and how connected I'd been. I get back into the trees and she tells me, open your heart. Well, that was a humbling experience. And she says, let me in. And I let her in, and then she asked me to let the ancestors in, which included the ancestors of trees. And the earth spoke from that place. And she said, it's not time to live in separation. She says, live with me. Live with her in her guidance, in her way, which we haven't been listening to for so long. I asked her about the things that were happening with the environment and protesting that, because I've done that for years. And she says to her, that's just conflict. She needs us to come in harmony with her and live with that now, not protest anything. That time's over. We're back to living with her. In her presence, in her guidance, in her voice, every step, every breath, every day. And it's in that guidance that we hear the life that we need to hear and to live from. Many of us feel we've had connections through various things, but we've been still a humanity of conflict and different opinion, and we have to learn to listen to each other. I've been learning that here in America, believe it or not. Another humbling experience. And the tree said, speak for us. They need those of us who can listen to them. And I know I'm not the only one. There are others. There are others who are tuning in, and to speak for them We need to speak for them as if they're our brothers and sisters, because that's what they are to the mother. They're all her children. And we need their growth as much as we need our growth. We need to flourish all of life, not just human life. We need to start creating environments, reserves, and places for all of life to flourish equally. If we are out of balance with it, especially with our cities, life is out of balance in that place. And it's like Carol has said before, finding balance with life is a matter of realizing it was there and coming back to it. And that's part of what we're here for. Another story I'm going to share about our sister Shami. Hi Shami, going to embarrass you now.
Perfect. Just like family.
Yep. When she came into the house, this beautiful woman walked into the room and she looks at me and Jim. There's a quick assessment and she talks to me about my body. We hadn't quite had introductions, but they happened as healing was taking place. And she goes out to her van, she walks back in with this suitcase and she opens it. And as she does, all these herbs and things that she's gathered by hand spring out, packed in packages, which is where she's gone into nature, heard nature, what she offers, and she's brought out what she felt I needed. She makes teas and herbs and whatever else her magic hands make. And most of the time she was here, we were drinking her teas, her concoctions, depending on what we needed on the day or how somebody's body was or what therapy we were going through or where we were mentally. For everything that we have that feels out of place, nature provides a cure. Shami brought that into our house. She put it down and it stayed there for the whole time she was here. I can't think of a single day something didn't feed us in some way from her bag of nature's goodies that nature still had there with us. You could feel the life energy in them. They, like with bags of herbs, were spilling out. We all benefited from them. And that was beautiful. This is the balance of nature. Shami didn't say that part about herself, but for me from the outside, that's part of what Shami is. She's on the road. She hears nature. She works with nature. She gathers properly. She picks some flowers and leave others. Nature tells us which ones to pick, which ones to leave, because nature needs to seed herself as well. We're allowed some, but let's not do this strip, gathering that humans have done through greed and other things, through separation. It's time to come home in balance. Shami showed us that. And I'll balance in the other side. Kira, can I embarrass you now? Kira, thank you. Kira came in and has a lovely perspective on many things. As you notice, she says she's a beginner. She might be on what she thinks is the path, but she has a wise wisdom way beyond her years, and she brought that into the house as well. And I am pretty sure, and I can speak for myself, that we all benefited from that. Even the younger people coming through now have a lot more wisdom than most of us older ones had at their age. I don't know where it's coming from or why, but it's there and we're benefiting from it. Just because somebody says they're early on the journey or they're a beginner, don't believe it. Everybody has knowledge and wisdom, and it's come from wherever it has. And it's there for all of us. Respect everyone, respect everything. Everything has knowledge and wisdom. To me, I listen to the earth. I've done it for years. I have listened to her since I was a child. Like at 4 years old, her and I knew each other. And for some reason, I've grown up with that. She's taught me her wisdom. Now I'm learning to listen to humans and hear their wisdom and learning to live with humans, which I avoided for a long time because to me, they were out of balance. But I was out of balance because I hadn't heard the human voice. And I've had very good input since I've been here. I have good brothers and sisters back in New Zealand who give me good feedback. This is important. Anybody who treads the path, whether we perceive we're elder or anything, always keep people around us who will keep us humble and remind us when we might be stepping off the path. We don't grow without it. And yeah, to me, that's part of it. So thank you, Kara.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thank everybody. Yeah, it's wow. So the people from Pine Ridge again send thanks. They're glad they've been part of this as well. They're hoping that Chris and I are going to go on the road soon. I went off this spring to gather my medicine from nature, which I do every year, which I did with a friend, and it was awesome. We only got half the journey done because we got very wrapped up in what was going on out in Yellowstone. So it seems Chris and I are going, and we're trying to work around the obstacles that have appeared to that happening. We're being asked to appear in some of these places. So we're probably going to head up from Sedona up through California, up to the Redwoods. I'm not sure from there. We've been invited to be on a panel in New York. I don't know if we'll get to that. Yeah, anybody that would like a couple grandfathers to stop along the way, let us know. That's all I can tell you about the path. We really don't know what it is. Like everything else, we're just picking it up. I really like what you were saying there, Chris. It's not a matter of just sharing out. We have to gather in. It's a number of years ago now. Some of the elders, especially indigenous elders, were asking me, and I was fairly new in this yet, how come the young people wouldn't listen to them anymore? They're not coming. They're not sitting there and hearing our teachings. And that's because it's not working that way anymore. Time's too short for that. It has to be a two-way street. Yes, we share what we know. Yes, we have more experience. Therefore, we have more stories to tell. But we have to learn back the other way too, so that change can happen in the best possible way. Always remembering, if we keep doing the same things the same way over and over, that's the definition of what, everybody? Insanity, right? We can't afford to be insane now. So yeah, thank you, Chris. I'm glad you put that in. That's just amazing. Being at work, being blah, 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 blah. Oh, Matthew is still there. Be awake to nature around, because most of the time we're asleep. That's been the case for too long. I've been awake a long time to nature. So is Chris, so is Louisa, so have some of the others. But a lot of people are now just waking up to it. And we need to be there with them, to hold their hands and they to hold our hands, so we can just keep expanding this circle. It's been awesome here today. We've heard a lot of voices. We can take a few more minutes if you want. If there's anyone on who has not spoken, who wants a few minutes to put their voice into this, we want to welcome you in. This was my idea, not really, came from Shami. So anyone who has not spoken who would like to do so, please, hand up. Am I seeing any?
All right, Misha, come on in, my dear. Thank you so much for sharing your voice.
Namaste. Gentle Thunder asked me to sit in for her because she had to work today, to hold space for her in this beautiful circle of connectedness. I spent a couple months earlier this year in the Sedona, Arizona area. I'm in Colorado now, northern Colorado, and I'm hearing the same messages coming through everyone, and it's so beautiful. Sacred reciprocity, connection. It's time to weave what we want, disconnect from what we know doesn't work, and trust, and nature will support us. Protect the water. We again, Sham, in 2020, same thing. Leave the city, connect with nature. We've been working with herbs. We have some acreage up here that we're developing very slowly, because without the system of the money, it's very hard to get a well dug and all the structures and the earth ships. And so we've been praying, and I was inspired to start something, but it never worked out. So she just texted me the 20 minutes. That was a synchronicity. 20 minutes when I got her message, and I was like, oh goodness, should I? And yes. So thank you all. And I'm glad so many people, everywhere I look, same message. So it's beautiful. Thank you again. I'm in
Thank you,
gratitude
Misha.
for listening.
Thank you for the reminder as well, because I kept meaning to do it and I didn't. Gentle Thunder is a wonderful sister and partner. And we hoped she would be here today, but she had to work for another friend. She is bringing in a lot of love and energy to this circle as well, and has been. And she's bringing in a lot of Dene, Navajo friends to the circle. So everything she does brings in great energy. And I'm really thankful for that. And I know the circle is. And she was awesome as well at that last weekend. And there's others. So thanks for any of those who we didn't name by name. They all know they're here. Adam Yellowbird's another one who comes to mind. He helped Chris and I big time get ready for that weekend and go there and do ceremony and clear the land. So yeah, everybody who's playing a role just continues to play a role. We're not here because of ego, so we don't have to be thanked. But in the old way, that's showing respect. So Misha, thank you for reminding me and triggering me in that way. I appreciate it.
And thank you for bringing Gentle Thunder's energy here and for your energy. We're grateful that you showed up and are sharing your light, growing on the land, disconnecting from the system that doesn't serve and taking action so that we can be in balance. Mwah.
And I don't know if she's actually here or if it's just her picture, but another person who doesn't speak too often, but she is critical to so many of these circles online is Becky. Becky's been a friend for quite some while. It's Robert's partner. Becky, would you like to say anything?
I'm hiding.
Oh, she's here.
Try again.
She's going through a trip. She's psychedelic right now.
I know. This is funny because her partner is the techie wizard of all times.
There we go. You can hear me
There we
now.
go. Yep.
I was double muted. So thank you. I had to jump out of the tree to the tree fairy that I am. Just so grateful that you were able to bring this beautiful gathering together as part of Peace Week. And I know that many of you here know about Peace Week that's going on. And there's so many. We have 17 convergence rooms. This room is the Supernova room, which is bring your own Zoom room. So we brought Robert's Zoom room to be able to bring this to everybody here and out on Peace Week Facebook page as well. So we're really super grateful. And if you want to see, if you're new and you want to see more of the programs, you can go to peaceweek.org to see a running list of the schedule where this event just was listed as well. And there is a recording of this available on the Facebook page for Peace Week. It's actually called Peace Weekend, but that's the right Peace Week. There's a lot of Peace Weeks now. We want Peace Weeks. This is Peace Month. So a lot going on, but so grateful to you, Jim Grey Wolf, for all that you do and hold. And I'm so excited about what's happening for Sanctuaries of the Earth Mother. It's incredible. Robert gives me updates all the time, and I'm looking forward after Peace Week to chiming in with you all more and seeing what else I can do to support what is emerging for this incredible Indigenous collective and to support the amplification of the wisdom of the elders. Is really important. And so it's been an honor to know you these past few years and to work in the context of convergences here and convening and gathering, and just really grateful for all that you do and all that this circle is doing, and to Chris and everybody here. So really beautiful. Thank you for inviting my voice, dear brother.
Thanks, Becky. Wonderful as always. Yeah, it's sotem.org, SOTEM.org. That's our website. Feel free to visit. We're also on Facebook. We're also on most of the social media. Join in. Don't worry about how yet. Just join in, bring your love and your energy to it. that's how we started this now about 9 months ago. And it's just, yeah, it's an amazing circle of people. There are no leaders per se. We all do our part. We step up when we need to. We sit down when we're done. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that as well. And Misha, wherever you are in in Colorado, I wish you well. Most of my time over the last 20 years was spent in Fort Collins. So that's part of my turf too. I think
I'd like to say
yeah, who's there?
something here if I could. I wanted
And
to get in, and before we end today, I want to
Sure.
say hello to the brothers and sisters in Pine Ridge. For whatever reason, I feel you. I feel whatever connection it is there. I don't understand it, but I feel you, and I want to say hi and thank you, and I appreciate you all.
Thanks, Chris. And I won't be surprised if we don't end up bouncing into him when we're on the road.
Jim, can we also
Yeah.
just add, let everyone know that in the very near future, we are going to be doing more of these circle meetings
Yes.
for people to come and join,
Yes.
to hold space so that we can continue these discussions, bring whatever it is that needs to be brought to the circle. And they will
Yeah.
happen regularly.
No, that's a great reminder. Thank you. We will be working in both the virtual realm and the physical realm now. So anybody who wants to do a physical event, get hold of us. We'll be happy to share whatever we've done so we connect our energies. We will be doing one here on 11/11 for sure. Our friend Jose and Mountain Eagle are doing this series of events around the country with elders. They're bringing in indigenous elders from different paths to sit down in a panel. That's what Chris and I have been invited to in New York. And they ask just a few questions, and each elder can speak at length, which is really a risky thing to do. But anyway, the first one went brilliantly. The next one's in New York. And then the one after that will be here in Sedona. And as Sanctuaries, we will be one of the sponsors of that. So just keep watching for all these pieces. And as Louisa said, we're creating a lot of other things. We're connecting with other groups. We don't have to do it all, and they don't have to do it all. As we connect, you'll see more and more things where we jointly sponsor things and do things, because it is the time. Is that pulling that together pretty well, Louisa? Or... Good, 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 good. And yeah, again, thanks to all of you, to those I haven't known very long, to those who I've known quite a while, people like Kara who just stepped up, and I feel like I've known her a long time now. Misha just spoke, and it's like, I know her. She's been around a while. Bridget's visions, it just all flows together. It's great. Thank you. I don't know if anyone else is getting a sore throat, but I'm starting to. Everybody
And
contributed. Yeah.
If you'd like to continue the discussion, then you can go to our group page, and we should have it open for public comments, right? So if it comes to you on that question, how does our Earth Mother teach us to live in peace?
Good.
I'm really interested to hear your reflections on that.
Good point. I didn't even think of that. And I suppose we should close out. Louisa, you opened us with a prayer. Do you want to close us out with one? Or
I can. I have 9% battery left, so hopefully I will stay. I'll stay here. Okay, so I would like to offer up thanks and gratitude for all the ancestors, the energies that have come into this circle today, for all of the people that have joined us, for all of the hearts that have come forward. Thank you, of course, to Mother Earth and Father Sky for supporting us, for holding this space. May what we have started today continue, and hope to work with you all further in the future. Blessings. Blessings upon all life. Blessings to you all. Thank you for being here. Love and gratitude and respect, humility. Love you.
Aho.
I've run out of words.
Pretty good with 99% in your batteries. Thank you to everyone. Yes, someone asked, it was recorded. We will get the recording out. We'll put it up on our YouTube, and then I'll put the links in various social media. So you'll all be stars at some point. Thank you all. Really, thank you all.
Thank you. And don't forget to taste the sweet nectars and be joyous in life. Have fun. Don't take everything so seriously. And dance in the sun and the moon. Mwah.
No.
Love you all.
Love you. Ciao, ciao.
Aloha. For
Love you all. Bye.